What we're talking about today is this wonderful software which was designed by East Meets West. Um, let's start talking first about what this software is exactly. This software is actually a software that was designed for classroom use. I called it the best RAAPR because the best stands for the brilliantly equipped super teacher, my teacher training program that I started recently on my Facebook page, and I post on YouTube as well. Alhamdulillah, on Facebook, many people, and I mean many people, watched it, and hopefully it was beneficial to them. About over 30,000 people did watch it, about 35,000 people or so. So that's the best. And RAAPR obviously stands for Reward Attendance Attitude Participation Record. Why do we need to come up with this software? Because in the teacher training program that I'm giving, I need something to integrate with the practices and the hands-on ideas that I'm giving to people. And that's where the idea of coming up with my own software came from. Now, this software is to be used by teachers in class, and it can be used by parents as well at home. If you're in Saudi Arabia, then your parents don't go to school now, obviously because of the pandemic, and you can use it to follow up your children at home. In addition to using it in class, the teacher can use it as well in parent meetings. So teacher-parent associations, in them, this software is really, really helpful. In some classes, in some schools, they don't have a learning management system. They don't have that LMS. And this is a cheap or inexpensive option. At the click of a button at the end of the presentation, I will just give you the link and you can download it, and it's free. You can use it and you can give it to other people to use it as well. Some schools do have learning management systems, but the management systems they have, expensive as they might be, they're clumsy and they're not user-friendly at all. So when people use those learning management systems, I've seen many learning management systems, and teachers find that they cannot actually use them in class. They have to go back to the office and dedicate some time to using learning management systems to give students rewards and record their participation behavior and all of that, which is very difficult in the first place, and which is not productive, because the reason for you to have a software in the first place is that you can use it in class and students can see that you're using it, so that benefits the teacher a whole lot in controlling or disciplining or managing, I should say, the students. And that's where the software comes. It's user-friendly and it can be used easily in class. Now, let me explain to you how this software works exactly. So here, the software is color-coded to make your life easy. So anything that is in yellow, like bright yellow, is changeable. You can actually go to it and you can change it. So let's go to these bright yellow color areas and see how we can use them. This area right here, you write the year, be it this year or next years in the future, inshallah, and you can write the term. Here, you write your class, so grade 7, boys 1, mathematics. It can be anything because this area is changeable, so you can write, for example, 11 G3 English, for example, right? And for the weeks, these are the days of the week. For the weeks, it can be week 1, 2, 3, 4, down to week whatever you want, 20. And you know, here, different countries have different systems. They have different beginnings of the week. So in Saudi Arabia, they start the week on Sunday, used to be Saturday. So if the week starts in your country on Saturday, you can go here and write Saturday. And obviously you can change the date. So these areas here are changeable. And then here will be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Wednesday is the last day of the week, obviously. If you do start your school on Monday, then here will be Monday. So it'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and so on, right? And the dates, you can change the dates as well. So here it can be 31st of August, for example, 2020, and then it will fix up for you. I mean, this format. And here, after you finish these days, you can go here and write how many classes you have a week. So you can have 5 classes, say, you know, 1 class every day. You can have 7 classes. You can write 7, right? So you write how many classes you have a week. So just better explain the system or make them 5 for the time being. And then the last area that you can change in yellow is this. And we will talk about it, you know, again, later on the conversation in this presentation, but here it actually completes the gap here. So top 3 in class, top 1 in class, top 10 in class could be, so you can change it to whatever you want. Could be top 2 in class, could, you know, could be anything. All right. Now here come the names of the students. This system can accommodate up to 27 students. So 27 is the maximum that you can take. And you can write students' names, so Ali Johnson, for example, right? Or John Smith or whatever. You can write students' names here, right? So that's the last area that you can actually change. Now, if we look at the colors here, vertically, you will find that each student has his or her own color. It's color coded, the sheet is color coded, because in class and on your mobile phone, you know, things can be really, really hectic. And in the heat of the moment, you can give the, you know, the score to the wrong student. So if you're given a reward to Kramer and they're all in white, then instead of if given the score to Kramer, rewarding Kramer, you can reward dog, for example. And that's why it's color coded, because when you go down here, you know that the light blue color is for Kramer and light red color is for dog. So no confusion. Right. Now the second thing, the next thing that I want to talk about is you can scroll up and down without affecting the information here. So when you scroll down, you know, down to, you know, the last bunch of people here, then you can see that still this is so-and-so day, and this is, you know, attendance, and this is attitude, and this is participation. Attitude, by the way, is behavior, right? It's behavior. Okay. And you can scroll this way as well. So you can go to the last day of the week, be it Thursday or any other day, really, and you can still, you know, see the information here. And rewards will not scroll because, you know, you need to have rewards at all times, just like you need to see these here. Okay. So that's what benefit of the system is. The software is that it's easy for you to scroll up and down and to the sides to make your life easy. Now, how can we prepare the software here for a whole semester or for a whole year? Or what you need to do if you're using Windows, many of us do, you go to week 1, you right click, and then you click move or copy, and then move to end, and then create a copy, and then you hit OK. Now this will be week 2. So you rename it, just double click, and you'll be able to rename. Then I have week 2. Now when you go to week 2, what you need to do is to change the dates, really. And you can get the dates from the calendar on your phone or from the calendar on your laptop. So you change the dates and off you go. You have week 2, but be careful. You need to put the students' names first on the system before you actually make week 2, 3, 4, 20, and so on. because if you do that, you will not have to copy students' names again. And for the sake of consistency, so that you have Ali Johnson #1 and John #2 and so #3 in every sheet that you open, right? So hopefully that's clear. So I'll say it again, right click, copy or move to end, create a copy, and then boom, you have it. Okay. Now, this is how you can prepare for multiple weeks. Now, let's start explaining the stuff here exactly and see how this system works and why it's a wonderful piece of software. Here we have rewards. So let's say that Ali, he was a good student today and he answered a question and you want to give him a reward. So basically you go here and you write 1, okay? And then you're explaining the lesson and all, and then Muhammad answers a question as well. So you give Muhammad a 1, right? And now notice here, this is not really changing because here we wanted the top 3 students. Now, John was really good and he answered 2 questions. So you give him 1, and then when he answers the second question, you change that 1, you make it 2, obviously, right? So now you will notice here that John is #1 in class because this is the top 3 in class. So he's #1 because he has 2 points and nobody else has 2 points. And then Ali and Muhammad are #2 because each one of them has 1 point. Now he starts the fun. If Sue answers, for example, 3 things, 3 questions, or she does a good thing, she helps other people, or she, hands in the homework before the due date or anything. So for some reason she did wonderful. So she got 3. Now see what's happening here. It gives you the top 3 students in class. So she became #1 because she has 3 points, and John became #2 because he has 2 points, and Ali and Muhammad became #3 because each one of them has 1 point. And it goes on like this. So if this person takes, for example, 10, then he becomes #1, this person becomes #2, and this person becomes #3. Now, this is that rank order. It has nothing to do with whatever scores or points they take here. So he's #1, he has 1 million, he has 20, he has whatever. So he who has the most points will be #1, and then 2 and 3 and so on. So hopefully that is clear. This is how you reward students. Now we go to attendance. Remember, we have 5 classes. So let's assume that you have 1 class in this class here, 11G3. You have 1 class a day. Okay, so a student was absent on, this is Sunday, right? So a student was absent on Sunday. So you put 1. Again, this whole system depends on putting just the digit 1, okay? Because it's easier to find on the phone and you get used to clicking in the same place every time. So you put 1 here. And you will notice here that the attendance, instead of 100, became 80%. 80% because she missed 1 class out of 5. If she was absent again on Tuesday, for example, then you put 1 again, and then boom, it goes down to 60. Now, let's imagine that you have this class 11G3 for 7 classes a week. So let's write here 7. You'll notice that this changed because she was absent only 2 days out of 7. So her attendance this week is 71%. So this is how it works basically, right? So you write the number of classes she has here. So she was absent, say, on Monday as well, and she was absent on Wednesday 2 classes, and you have her on Thursday 2 classes, but she did come for both classes. Then her attendance for this week is 29%. Now, this is really important because when you speak to parents, when you have this sheet on your mobile phone or you have it on your laptop, and you speak to parents in teacher-parent association meetings, and then you will be able to instantaneously tell the parent that, the reason for your son or daughter not to do very well is that she has been absent on herself too often. So that's it for attendance, and the same thing applies to every single student in the whole class. We come now to attitude, which is AT. So we have A for attendance and 80 for attitude. So attitude basically is behavior. So say this student here, Kramer, he talked without being given permission, for example. So you give him again. Now you know the system, you give him 1. So being given 1 means that he made a mistake. Now, if you look here in attitude, you will find that this student lost 20% of his mark. If we have 5 classes, that's the idea. If we have 5 classes a week, so each day is 20%. So by making a mistake here, he lost 20%. So maybe you don't want to pick on a student and, you know, just give him, you know, deduct only 1 mark from him. But Kramer is a really stubborn, no mischievous student, and he made 3 mistakes and all. So you give him 3 now. You will notice that this has not changed. It's still 80%. Why? Because the maximum you can take from a student for a given day, any day, is 20%, because there are 4 more days in a week, and if he does well in all of them, then he misbehaves for only 1 day, and we take only 20% of his mark. Now, here starts the fun, and this is what makes this software really unique. If this student here makes 1 mistake, now it will not take 20% of his mark. Why? Because the attitude or the behavior that we record in here is called the relative behavior. So how good that student is acting or behaving in this class compared to other students in class. So the person who misbehaves the most, like he takes the most X's, say Ali or John or whatever, right? So let's say Ali made 10 mistakes. So it's not fair to, you know, take 20% from Ali and he made 10 mistakes, and take 20% from Kramer and he made only 3 mistakes, and Noah made only 1 mistake. So you will notice here that 80%, that 20% was taken from Ali, and Kramer, you know, his behavior became 94%, and Noah, his behavior for the day becomes, you know, 98%, because relative to other students in class is not that bad. Now, this is highlighted in green, this is highlighted in green, this was highlighted, now it's not highlighted anymore. Why? Because if you scroll down here, you will find that this is the average. So the average is 96%. So obviously, Ali is below average, and Kramer is below average as well. Both of them are below average. Now, this makes your life as a teacher and administration's life easy, because they don't have to read every single student's mark and see if it's a good mark or not. All what they need to do is just to look at the highlighted cells and see the corresponding name, and that student's behavior is below average. So in a class that, let's make it bigger again, in a class where everybody are behaving well, like this student never made 10 mistakes or anything, and in a class in which students are making only 1 or 2 mistakes, 1 is too many. You see what I'm saying? In a class that is so polite like this, like nobody else lost marks, and this student made 1 mark, so 1 mark is a lot given the fact that this class is behaving really, really well. And that's why he lost 10% of his mark, or half, you know, that too, because the class is good. But if the class is really, really naughty, and students are making, you know, many, you know, start giving things at random like this, and now you will start noticing that, you know, based on how many mistakes the students made relative to other students in class, they lost marks. But they will still lose marks, right? So if the parent comes to you in a parents meeting and she talks about her son not losing any marks on his report card, right, and trying to tell you that proves that that student is behaving well. Now, this system will reveal it all, because you can open the system and tell her, well, yes, she did, or he, Noah, for example, yes, he did get the full mark, but that's because the system rounds up on the report card system, right? But actually, he does misbehave. He's just below average. That's why, he's not losing any marks on his report card, but still you can tell the mom or dad that that student needs to improve his behavior or her behavior in class. So hopefully that's clear. Now, move on to the last area, which is participation. It works pretty much the same way, but it's different. It has nothing to do with behavior. It just records how active that student is in class so that you start observing trends and seeing who really does well in class, and he raises his hand and she answers and everything, and who doesn't. And when you start seeing the the numbers here, then you will start knowing your students on a deeper level, other than just having a vague idea or just remembering vaguely if that student is behaving well or not. Then you have some data to support your memory. Here, Ali, for example, he is a misbehaving child and all, but still he is good. He raises his hand and everything. So nothing was deducted. But Ali John, for example, he tends not to participate, and you ask him a question and he doesn't answer. Then you take 1 mark from him. You take maybe 2 marks from Sue. You take 4 marks from this student, 6 from this, 8 from this, and maybe 2 marks from this student. And now you can see again that the students below average, all the students who got below average, which is 90% here in this class, they will come in yellow. They'll be highlighted in yellow. And again, for you as a teacher, you can go and see that that student's participation is below average. So this is how it works. The whole system works basically. And the way to get the system, that's the last thing, since nobody showed up for this presentation on Zoom. I think there is a mistake, there is a problem. But you can watch it live on Facebook later on, and it will be on YouTube as well. Put on my channel YouTube. So for YouTube guys, how you can get the system, what you need to do is to click this link right here. I will share the link with you now. And when you click this link, then it will take you to a Google form. You write your email and you hit submit. Here it is. Hopefully you can see it. And then you click submit, and that's it. You will just get the software. All right. So that's it for the day. And then again, I will share the link with you on my page on Facebook, and I'll put it in the description for the video on YouTube as well. Since there are no attendees today, people have not been able to join, then I don't think I will have any questions, obviously, and I will just wrap up, and then I will close the live streaming. So what I talked about today was this wonderful software here. It was designed by East Meets West Educational Services, and it's used for teachers in the classroom, in parent-teacher association meetings. It could be used by parents at home. It can be used by anybody in charge of teaching some students. It can be used online or it can be used face-to-face. It enables you to give students rewards, to develop marks for behavior, to record the attendance, to record the participation. Okay, and basically all what you need to do is to copy paste students' names here, see how many weeks you have, and make as many weeks as you can. It's open, you can just copy paste this. And then you will need to change the yellow areas here with the information. That's self-explanatory. Here you put how many classes you teach every week, and here you put the top students that you need. So you can want the top student in class, or the top 2, or the top 10. It's your choice really. So it will give you that as well. And the way it works is by putting numbers here in rewards, you're actually rewarding the students. And by putting numbers here, you're actually penalizing students. And the numbers that you put under attendance are the number of classes that that student was absent in. So that's it, really. Thank you very much for watching this video. Watch it later, obviously. And I appreciate that people haven't been able to join. So that's it. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Right? Cheers. Assalamu alaikum.